Jeremiah 30, verse 10. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, declares the Lord, and do not be dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save you from afar, and your offspring from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be quiet and at ease, and no one shall make him afraid. It is difficult for me to contemplate the unimaginable loss of the Israelites after the Assyrian and Babylonian occupations. Family and friends dying slowly from starvation and suddenly in battle would have been routine. The dismantling of infrastructure would have created plagues of homelessness and lawlessness. Necessary resources for a minimum of meager prosperity, such as livestock and grain, would have been killed, burned, or stolen. What few earthly possessions one could carry with them would have been constantly at risk to looters or invaders. Undoubtedly, it felt like utter abandonment by God. For centuries, prophets had warned kings and countrymen that failure to follow God's instructions would result in suffering. And it happened, just as they were told. Defeated inhabitants were deported to cities of the Babylonian Empire, all they had loved, known, and desired stripped into servitude. For them, it was Armageddon, centuries before this polysemic word entered our lexicon. Psalm 22, 1 through 2. My God, why have you forsaken me? Far from my deliverance are the words of my groaning. O my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but I have no rest. Many of us have faced a catastrophic upheaval in our own lives, a time or times when everything is out of control and all that we thought we could depend upon feels either pointless or lost. Jesus also experienced the eclipse of God's presence when he was dying on the cross. Taking upon the sin of the world, he felt abandoned by God and cried out to his Father, my God, why have you forsaken me? Matthew 27:46. Simmering in our pain, fear, and worry can be deceptively comforting. We can hold on to grief like a precious gem that motivates us to fight through obstacles and empowers our sense of value. I personally have spent too much time cherishing my self-sanctimonious agony to drive my steps from one day to the next. When we are at the bottom, hopeless, helpless, and alone, the choice of the world or God seems so distant from our thoughts when survival is our top priority. But it's the most important choice we can make. This choice, at this specific time, divides the line between faith and flounder. Isaiah 49:25b. For I will contend with the one who contends with you. Will we believe that God is who he says he is and do what he promises? Or will we choose earthly things and trust in what we can see and touch? 1 Peter 2:9. But you are a people for God's own possession, so that you might proclaim the excellencies of him who has called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light.